I've been called lots of stuff. Yeah, I've done a lot of deed. I've had it rough and tough. You know I've smoked a lot of weed. Mellow, don't you know? Well, I've learned a thing or two, like when and where I should go to, what I should or shouldn't do. I've been left alone, no company, but that's alright with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. I'd like to let it grow, you know I'm talking about my beard. I'll have you all know that I know sometimes it might look weird, but I got a friend upstairs whom I'll keep confiding in. I know he's there 'cause when I knock he always lets me in. Brings me peace with what it is and what is not for me. To accept what I see, they're looking back at me as big and ugly. Big and ugly. I could have been small and cute and play a flute like a dream, or sing like an angel, maybe play ukulele. But I got to work with my hands and keep dragging it along, banging on that old guitar. Sometimes I'll write a song. I lose a few friends, so it seems I got no enemies. 'Cause what you get is what you see, that's how it is with me. 'Cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. Big and ugly.
And we're back. Is it me, or does that intro song get longer every week?
I actually was gonna say I think there's like a new verse added.
Yeah, it's not. It's the same
refrain.
It's the same file we've been using for years, and
it started in the first half.
It just feels longer for some reason. Maybe we're just getting old and impatient, I guess.
That's good. It works for you too.
Old and impatient, but also big and ugly.
Well, you only get bigger and uglier with time. I mean, your nose gets bigger, your head gets bigger, your earlobes grow.
I feel like you're talking about yourself. My nose has stayed about the same size. My tits, on the other hand, have grown exponentially over the years.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a black person.
I saw a video with him today explaining the origin of that character. He's like, he did a podcast, and I'm like, don't
break the fourth wall.
Yeah, this is who you are for the rest of your life. I don't want to know who Jay Renshaw is. You are Chit. Be Chit. I don't want to see behind the fucking nerd curtain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If it's a good character, and you're like, just come up with another one, and then people will know your name for doing it. And be like, oh, that's the guy that does shit.
That guy does characters. Yeah, if you're just the one character.
Don't do a fucking Andy Kaufman doc about the character. You're like, all right.
Yeah. I don't want to see. Yeah,
Actually, it's not even funny anymore.
That's the point. Is like you kind of ruin it. You kind of like
actually, I don't even find it funny.
No, I don't even want to see any more chit stuff. I deleted Snapchat altogether. You know, I'm done. I have no need for Snapchat. I'm not banging anyone under 30 anymore, and that's a lie. I probably can't stick to that. But now that I've seen Jay Renshaw, I don't need to see any more chit stuff, so I can unfollow that on Snapchat too.
Do you wish that if you unfollowed people, you could like forget that you see their content?
What do you mean?
Like you just go and just forget that they like exist.
Men in Black. You could Men in Black yourself, or
but
Eternal
only
Sunshine
for that person.
Yes, I do. I wish you could Eternal Sunshine, the Spotless Mind memories of people you don't want to.
Do you have it one person though, at a time?
Yeah,
not like you your whole day is erased.
No. I mean, sometimes that would be good too, but no, but yeah, I mean, yeah, to be able to just get rid of, one person from your memories, in a clip, absolutely, just bloop.
Well, speaking of people trying to get rid of their memories in a clip, that's what the trans shooter did this week.
Jesus, Carl Spitali, master of the transition. Yeah. Tap that mic. I don't think that mic is where your sound is coming from. Nope.
It sounds like it is.
No, I mean, it's coming through. You're getting your phone audio.
No.
If you tap it, it should make a noise. Now you're good. There you go. I don't know what just changed.
Me either. But
it's now doing your audio through your mic. Perfect. Trans. Okay, you don't have to do that. Trans are shooting again. I talked about this in my special last year, and I guess I inspired a whole new generation of trans shooters, troon shoots.
If you if you take it at face value, what it is, it's horrific, right? It's
sure.
It's a person who hates themselves, obsessed with whatever ideologies, with and you're like, oh, this is crazy, shot a bunch of kids. Now, if you look at it from the lens of, wait a minute, it starts going, is this a fucking elaborate production?
Mm-hmm.
Because of course I put my conspiracy cap on and get to work.
Is that that's the official Carl Spitali conspircy cap that
only when I click my name. Now it is. Okay. Off. On. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I don't know if you know this about lighting and overhead shots and stuff like that, but the filming of the manifesto had perfect lighting, perfect camera, and couldn't that just be from being trans and caring so much about yourself that like you know how to light? And I mean, these people care about themselves. Well, I think they're obsessed. I don't know about care, but they're definitely obsessed with themselves. I mean, we'll talk about this as part of this conversation too. But like, my brother's generation, 6 years older than mine, was the one that most struggled with the opioid crisis. This generation and younger generation are addicted to narcissism. Self-importance. So but the fact that so they looked at the mom, right, and they found that everybody that she followed on Instagram, you can't get her account up anymore, but everybody that she followed were all screenwriters and filmmakers and stuff. And you're like, huh? Well, they were Catholic, so we can't do that part.
Okay, sure they were.
But when you start when you look at like the mom is every person that she follows is like in production or script, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? And then not to go down the Alex Jones, did this even happen? Sort of road. There obviously there's the false flag narrative of like some real event happens in which
false flag narrative.
Yeah, in which some real event happens and they are using it where they orchestrated it and planned it out like it was a designed false flag. Some of them they just capitalize on them and like, hey, well, this will be a good opportunity. But this I don't know. This seems like orchestrated. And I go to Minority Report there's two things about Minority Report.
Hold on. The last one of these, if you remember, that felt that way, and if it kind of blipped up and then went away completely, was that Buffalo grocery store shooting. Remember that one? And it was like I remember
racially motivated, and it was like a Call of Duty video.
Yeah, and the other thing that was interesting that's similar between both these things is stuff written on the barrels of the guns and written on the magazines. But if you remember, it was like kill niggers and whatever. And it was like, this guy is going into this grocery store in Buffalo, and he's got a GoPro on the gun, and he's picking off Grandma Black's, Aunt Jemima's with fucking military precision. Yeah. Headshot. And people go, well, he learned that from video games. I go, the fuck he did.
So the other weird sort of.
You also went to the one place where black people don't shoot back at you in the entire United States. Okay.
The sort of weird thing is that this, happens and never mind. Okay, so your mom's got all this lighting, production, and screenplays and stuff like that. But why is it that, and this is about the Minority Report thing, that certain cases when they come out, when real tragedy happens, and they know the government wasn't behind it, they literally say, "Oh, well, until we have all the information, we can't." Right? When I feel like it's a false flag event, it's because I know too much, too fast, too soon. Like, I shouldn't have a manifesto that is perfectly well lit, well shot, well legible. I shouldn't have access to that. I shouldn't have access to a YouTube video that wasn't taken down where acts of violence or literally the diagram of it are about to get committed.
Yeah, basically what you're saying is
Minority Report, they called it an orgy of evidence, where he goes in there and all the pictures are all of his son are all over the bed.
Did you just watch this movie again? Because I just watched it again like 2 nights.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time, but the reason I bring up the Minority Report is immediately after this, you can pull up Melania Trump's tweets. And this is what Whitney Webb was talking about in the Biden administration and Trump's first term. It's Minority Report AI Peter Thiel shit. It's Palantir. It's AI facial recognition. January 6th was the beta test, so they can do all that. But essentially, pre-crime. Stop crimes before they happen. Melania Trump tweeted yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that it's about time that we did this and use technology to stop these crimes before they happen. And you're like, Minority Report was rolled out in DC first.
Let me pull this up because this is you're kind of dead on about this. Let me bring this up. Go continue.
But if you remember, in Minority Report, they rolled it out in DC first, and then it was going to go national. That's like the whole plot of the movie, is that if it was successful, it would go national. And it ended up being flawed and all that, and the program was scrapped, and all those people got out of jail. But the fact that the president that took control of the police in the capital city, and the one who has all the tech bros with it, is going to usher in, because who ushered in this current surveillance state? Bush, the Republicans.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is what tragic mass killing in Minnesota illuminates the need for preemptive intervention and identifying potential school shooters. I mean, what does that even look like? Because that would have been all my friends that I went to school with that were in bands that smoked weed.
What about all the jokes that black people have? And they'd be like, "Oh, that nigga school shooter," or whatever. Like,
yeah. Early warning signs are often evident, with many individuals exhibiting concerning behaviors and making violent threats online prior to their actions. I mean, if you pushed out the internet activity of the average high school kid to fucking 95% of high school boys would be in prison.
Yeah.
But
that's the type of shit that they can go like, yeah, we should totally do that. And it's the illusion of safety bullshit again.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man, how about you stop pushing all this shit on kids and just teach them math and stuff. And then every once in a while, maybe we'll have a Columbine instead of like every month. Right? And taking God away from everything. And like, I just seen a guy, if you can pull up my tweets. There's a guy who literally was like, I'm laughing about yesterday and there's going to be more of these. And you guys laugh at us, so we're laughing at you. And I just said, listen, nobody laughs at you except for the fact we're laughing at you because you fucked men where their shit comes out.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And made it and made it an identity. Okay. Nobody laughs at kids. This shit right here.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what I said, but man, I can't read that.
I'm gonna zoom in on it, you fucking jerk off. Calm down.
Yeah, I said we laugh at you because
you put your dick where people's shit comes out, and you made that an identity. That's why you get laughed at. Nobody laughs at dead children except psychopaths. May the Lord have mercy on your twisted soul. I mean,
if you watch the video,
this looks like the guy that Dick and Vito make fun of on their show, Chuck Dicks in My Ass. That guy, like, is that not this guy?
Yeah, but this is a real guy.
Yeah, no, that's a real guy too. But on the show, it's Dick's mouth and the real guy's face. But you know,
this is not like one of those videos. You know what I mean? Like, this is a guy doing this.
No, it could be. I don't know. The AI is getting real good. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, so, but listen to what this guy says.
Oh, okay. You want me to do the audio of this?
And you know what? There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. You know, especially at these religious areas, you know, hey, we've had enough of your kind coming after public schools, right? It's about time. Yeah, churches and Catholic schools and religious schools, it's about time they get their turn. That's what I think. I'm just going to sit back and watch people do it. And I'm going to fucking laugh. I'm laughing about yesterday. You guys want to laugh about us? We're going to laugh about you.
Let's just say, yeah, you know we laugh about you because you fuck men in their butts.
Yeah, there's
and not just that part, but then you made that your personality.
Your whole look at his
That's
house.
why you get made fun of.
First of all, I just want to tell you this, okay? And I'll keep this brief. Okay, I had a little summer romance. All right, chick stayed here for a little bit, and she brought a dog. All right, and I miss the dog more than I miss the woman. All right, love the dog, loved him. I love your dog. If I ever had framed pictures of dogs in my fucking house, I would expect you to come in.
I was going to say something about the framed dog.
Shoot me in the fucking face, dude.
I'm going to go frame a picture of my dog.
You don't have a framed picture of your dog anywhere in your house.
No, but I'm going to start.
I mean, you will not. I will not.
I'm going to start. And in fact, I'm going to get a mantle.
Yeah, this guy's got a mantle too. I better let you suck it if you fucking hang out with him long enough. It's up on the mantle. I'm sure it is.
But I feel like there's enough for old conspiracy Carl.
Fucking Mickey Mantle over here. Jesus.
To sink his teeth in with this.
Yeah, you're going to. Sounds like you're trying to sink your teeth into this guy's mantle. I mean, I think you need to stay.
You know when they say like, "Yeah, this guy's talking out." This guy's talking out the side of his mouth.
Framed dog picture in your house, sir. That's the rule. I can't slap a man with a cock, but I'll bring in.
Who framed Roger Faggot?
Oh shit! Don't you know you're gonna die laughing?
Look at him. Yeah, I'm laughing. I'm laughing.
Oh my God. Bitch. Who Framed Roger Faggot would be a great name for this show.
It's the name of this episode. I know that. Look how this guy is literally talking out the side of his mouth.
Yeah. Well, he's got that horrible Boston accent, which is I don't like it on anyone, let alone homosexual.
Is it Boston? It is New England of some
New
kind.
England somewhere. Yeah. It's
Boston. He's in like New Hampshire where nothing happens.
Yeah, he's one of these fucking guys.
Also, I don't even think that's the gay rainbow. I think that's like the Lucky Charms.
That looks like
rainbow or the
fruit stripe gum promotional material.
I know it doesn't. I just for some reason I don't think the red goes there. And
right? I worked at a gas station 1992. And we had fruit stripe gum promotional materials, so this is what it is.
Yeah, we're laughing at you.
You will laugh. Yeah.
We're laughing.
You know, the fruit stripe gum was a great way to get the taste of a man's jizz out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's great there. He does kind of give off Carl from Aqua Teen.
They go, that fruit stripe gum, it loses its flavor after about 5 seconds. You go, hey, 5 seconds is all I need to cleanse a palate of cock. You know what I'm talking about?
Wow. Well, speaking of palate cleansing cocks,
I just ruined everyone's childhood. I just want to, before we move on from the trans thing, though, I think it's great. This is my big, ugly, unpopular opinion. I think this kind of thing is great because,
well, not the shooting.
No, definitely not. But I
just want to clarify
who the culprit. Yeah, I know, because there's so many people that are watching this that take us deadly seriously. I just want to say, I love the conundrum.
We can take this off the screen. This guy.
Oh, okay. The conundrum that the woke left is in right now, because you have to pretty much admit one of two things. You either have to admit that these aren't women, or if they are women, then we have a white woman problem in this country, and women are the deadliest culprits of mass violence in existence and should all be put in some kind of.
I'm going to stop you right there, because who commits a lot of crimes and violence are black trannies.
Yeah.
So black women are very violent and aggressive, or they're not women.
Right. So you tell us, are women the biggest threat to society, or are these not women? You tell us. You tell us what it is. I'll go along with whatever you pick, people. Either women are the biggest threat to society, I agree, or these aren't women. I also agree. So I'm good either way. You just tell me what the shit is. That's all.
I saw this video on Cartoon Network. And
Cartoon Network.
Yeah. It's basically just YouTube with fucking trannies getting hit by cars.
Nice. I would watch that. I would sign up for cable again.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network. Just but yeah, they're just always get
out of the car. Get the fuck out of the car.
I would also to quote something from my special, I would also like a show that's just like America's Funniest Home Videos, but it's all trans is getting tasered. Like, if that were just a show, I would love that. That would be a great, it's called gender confirmation.
As Tased and Confused.
Tased and Confused is the show. Tased and Confused is the name of that show.
Like, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. Stop tasing them.
But yeah, the lady.
Stop tasing that woman.
Unhook her. You've made a mistake, officers.
I've actually seen women being tased.
Did you see that? Did you see that black guy in the gym try to square up with a cop, and that motherfucker just took the taser out and clipped him right in front of his? Oh, I got to show you.
In a gym?
In a gym, yeah. Let me find this.
They try and fight in gyms too.
They fight everywhere. Black people are just. Is there a black person here?
Yeah, black person here.
Black person here. Yeah. Yeah, it's a YouTube short. It's so funny that so somebody basically probably called the cops on this. And so you can see the cop here is like, hey man, maybe habayeda. All right. And so here's the usual suspect, officer. Oh, come on. I got it. I get that. I don't need the description. Play the video.
Hey, Bunky, you still got that wick?
Yeah.
What?
But I ain't got no lighter.
Damn, no lighter? All right, don't trip. I'm going to make you one when we get in.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. A sketch.
There he is. Top right.
No audio.
If you click on the video, top right, you can full screen it. No. On the video itself, in the top right.
Oh, that? Yeah, it doesn't. It's still short. Just takes the man. He is not fucking around anymore. I just love that he literally takes it out, loads it, and shoots him from like a foot away.
I also hate how when that shit happens, there's like this need for like black chicks and everybody else to like jump in. Like,
yeah, listen,
he's not dying.
No, he's literally squares up with the cop and the cop goes, "We're not doing this. This is a taser," and bam.
Big tree fall hard.
I could literally watch this 1,000 times.
There they come. Here she goes walking over there.
I need to film this.
With her headphones on. Nah, get off him. He ain't even did nothing.
Yeah, didn't do nothings. Hilarious. I wonder if there's one that's got audio because you can hear it. You can hear it pop when he lets it go.
I'm diving, doing laps around a swimming pool. She give me good.
Not what I wanted. Jesus Christ.
Is that the new Office spinoff? The Black Office spinoff? Didn't do nothing?
Didn't do nothing. Yeah. That's the paper company, right? Didn't do nothing.
He's like, you guys don't use Dunder Mifflin anymore? Nah, we didn't do nothing.
Didn't do nothing paperwork.
Didn't do nothing of that paperwork.
Cody says, R.I.P. John Coffin. Yeah.
Like to drink. Only not spelt the same.
Only not spelt the same. Oh, Jesus.
We're doing that deep voice. And like, man, I like have to go, and it made me like yawn. Oh,
you're going to be the sleepiest homosexual this side of the Ganges. Every time I go like this, I get tired. Fucking narcoleptic blowjob McGee over here.
Oh boy. Speaking of blowjob McGee,
I love your transitions. Where's this going? Please be about Mark Maron.
Blowjob. We actually should talk about. We could talk about that.
Everybody's cock, and everybody's a fascist now. That was about an hour of a special. Was just that,
dude. He said that fascism sells, and that's why Dave Chappelle wasn't removed from Netflix for his talking about the trans community. I just want to be like, hey man. And he was like, well, that's what they get. They platform, fascism. And I'd be like, I hate all these people. First of all, platforming is not a thing. The platform is the medium.
Yeah, it's just where
it already exists. So when they go like Joe Rogan really shouldn't platform people, I go, hey, everything's not a stepping stone and a springboard for you to do something else. Everything's not a platform.
Yeah. I want to show this because I posted this on Twitter the other day, and I want to show this photo, and I just want to tell you everything you need to know about why this guy is a fucking faggot. Not that anybody needs to be confirmed that Mark Maron is in fact a faggot.
Dude, he's in the green room. He's insufferable.
Oh, he's never been in a green room.
I bring it back to my girlfriend. My girlfriend is 30 and she's hot.
I've been in a green room with almost every comic in Los Angeles, and I've never been in a green room with Marc Maron because nobody else wants to be in a green room with Marc Maron. But I just want to show you this, okay? This guy is a fucking 50 something, okay? And he's wearing, okay, that's fine. I just want to do a little thing here. So you're wearing a ring that says WTF for your podcast. You're wearing a turquoise ring. So 2 rings, neither of which are a wedding band, a watch, and you can't see the other hand, which is just bedazzled with other rings and bracelets. But I just want to tell you, a man wearing this much jewelry from the elbows down is a fucking faggot.
Yeah. And or a Jew that believes in mysticism.
And if you, yeah, or Gandalf the Keeb. And then if that doesn't do it, have you ever in your life held a microphone like a man's cock like that? Like
it's so much work to hold the mic.
Your fucking fingers in. You
so much. Oh my God! Can you believe? Oh my God!
You're literally limp. You're holding the microphone the way that my father would mock homosexuals for the entirety of his life.
I can't even hold it that gay.
Do you guys? Is this how you podcast? You just go.
Obama came to my house. Fascism.
Yeah, I mean, that was literally the whole special. And I'm just like, if you don't stop holding the microphone like that, I'm going to come over and fuck your face.
There's no way I could have watched that.
Yeah, it's him talking about how he panicked during the pandemic and gathered his cats into a Hampton Inn. And it's like, ugh. I can't, and I posted this, and I mean it. I literally can't think of anybody I would much rather get into a fight with than Marc Maron. Like, I would just love to encounter a scenario where he's like, "Hey, man, what's your And I can just, all right, I'll take the assault charge. I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, the only reason I never called him a faggot.
Do you know what
face is because I didn't want to get kicked out of the Comedy Store in the
yes, but do you know? But do you? He's one of those. He's one of those guys to be like, "What are you gonna fucking hit me?" And then you hit him, and he goes, "You fucking! I can't believe you fucking hit me!" Like he would be one of. You know what I'm talking about? He would, what are you gonna hit me, tough guy? And then you fucking hit him, and he goes, "Ah, God, he fucking hit me."
He looks like your boy's dad.
Whose boy's dad?
Your boy Mike.
Oh, well, it is. It is kind of his dad. Yeah, he is one of Mike's forefathers for sure. Same dude. They're the same person. There's a way that this whole business was supposed to go that we orchestrated, and now you are.
Can't believe it's not going how we thought it would go, and it's because of fascism. Remember when they wouldn't hire and they fought people during the pandemic, the one he's complaining about, and they fired Gina Carano, and they did all this stuff, and she had to settle for all this money, and then he had the audacity to say it's because fascism sells. Then why would they get sued, you fucking kike?
Yeah.
Like I'm so I don't even use that for most Jews. Like, if you saw that, he's like a propaganda fucking photo to me. He dresses like a gypsy. He's insufferable. He is like, and then I just couldn't believe him saying this about Dave, because like the fact is, one of the greatest living comedians in Dave Chappelle is why they decided to take that risk. That's it. That's all. Has nothing to do with the content of what he was saying. It's because everyone recognizes him as one of the greatest living comedians.
This is the other. This is the other thing. This is the other thing. Mark, and this is what's so intellectually dishonest about Marc Maron. Mark knows that you do not. When the deal for Chappelle's specials, it was like a 6 special deal, right? For like $120 million.
At first he signed 3 for 60.
Yeah. And
then they gave him another 3 for another 60.
Yeah.
So 2 of them that he put out weren't even full specials.
Right. So my point is, when they did that deal nor did he probably have any idea what he was going to be doing material-wise for those specials. So you can't make it sound like, well, they bought this fully knowing that this was going to be an assault on the trans community. Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. Also, you know what else they leaned into? Him having a special called 856 about George Floyd. I fucking hated that special.
Yeah, the one where he said, Candace Owens' pussy smells bad or something.
Yeah, I hated that fucking thing. And guess what? That's the opposite of fascism sells. In fact, it was the woke BLM riot era.
Yeah.
And then he made another bit about trans because it's ridiculous in society and absurd that who jumped on the bandwagon? Another industry darling in Gerard Carmichael, whose claim to fame is coming out in his special. Because before that, they were like, who's Gerard Carmichael? Oh my God, he's so brave. Did you see his special? He's so brave. But it's really narcissism, because then he made a doc about licking a dude's toes, and his friends are even like, what's his name?
Hold on.
Tyler, the Creator, was like, dude, don't do this.
You're too gay for me. By the way, that wasn't what the doc was, just so you know. That was
it is.
It wasn't an entire documentary about licking other men's toes.
Yes, it was. Sorry, that's all it was to me.
Oh my God. So here's one of the things. So I do want to bring this up since we share a little bit of a universe. Speaking of sucking dicks, since we share a little bit of a universe with the biggest problem and some of the same fans overlapping, we do have to give our boy Vito a little bit of credit. Super Killer has finally come out. A little hey, only 2 years late. Only 2 years behind the original scheduled release date.
Can you believe it only took Dick hating him for motivation?
Legitimately, yeah. He only had to.
He was like, put your fucking thing out or the show is over. He's like, all right,
yeah.
I'll release the comic in like 3 days.
It was out in a week. It was out in a week, by the way, after this shit hit the fan. It is kind of funny. And a lot of people in this shared universe are reviewing Super Killer, and I thought what we would do is we would wait until everyone has reviewed Super Killer, and then what we will do is a special show where we review the reviews. And so that's what we're going to do. So stay tuned to our channel. Once all the reviews are in, we're going to review the reviews, and then somebody will probably review our review of the reviews, and then at the end of this thing, we'll all super kill ourselves. Because I think this is an era of the internet that we're all ready to get behind.
Well, I would say, like, isn't that crazy that was like the motivation that he needed? Just a little bit push.
Yeah, so then one could make
to reach your goals.
So one could make the argument: is Dick Masterson truly the greatest motivator of our time? Is he the Joe Paterno of a modern era?
I believe you would call him a gold digger.
Oh, a gold digger. I like that.
Because he was able
to bring the best out
to dig out Vito's goals.
Yeah.
When he couldn't get them done.
That's a good point. The Dick Masterson gold digger.
And then there's the gold diggers, which I've been this
week. I riled them up a little bit yesterday, and can I just say this?
Did you rile them up?
Yeah,
because somebody was like the head gold digger taking charge of everybody. Well, I'll just set it up, and then you can talk about your little thing. But Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend has filed with his company filed for trademark of the phrase gold digger, so she can make a line of jewelry and clothing and shit like that.
Also, I didn't know you could just trademark shit everybody's been using forever. I'm about to go trademark the N-word. I'm like, if you guys want to, you guys can say nigger all you want. It's a 5-cent licensing fee every time you say it to me.
Imagine getting paid for the N-word every time rappers use it.
Oh, that would be talk about taking it back. That would be the greatest. Thanks, New York Times. That's what I need to see. Hey, did you pay us for this? No, and I won't ever.
Here we go. Look at that shit. 24-year-old Gold digger trademark.
Yeah,
and
Jordan
she's just like gleefully saying that like Belichick's family, like he'd just be like, "Bitch, my family's watching." Like,
look at this. Now people would go, God, could you imagine being 70 blah blah da da and trying to fuck 25? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but you know what?
Am I going to get really hard? Can you imagine trying to fuck? Like, what is my dick going to work on accident? It's like, oh my god, my god!
Careful, Carl. All this talk about dicks, you're going to start yawning again. Yeah, he looks real miserable, right? Like I definitely understand wanting to bang that out. What I wouldn't do is give her the keys to my company. Go ahead and trademark whatever you want. Although if I was 70 something, I also just would probably be like, or why not? Why wouldn't I just give her the keys to the company? Go trademark whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
It's also like part of the joke. Like she's like, haha, I'm part of the joke. Yeah, gold digger. Huh? And they're laughing all the way to the bank type shit. And in his mind, like, imagine how Belichick ugly ass ex-wife feels. Like she had to raise his sons. She had to like, and then put up with him just being an egomaniac and going, "Can you believe fucking Tom Brady?" Right? And doing all this shit. And then he's like, "Well,
bye," and just starts fucking one of these.
And he's just like, "Well, I think it's time we get a divorce. You know, you're just miserable all the time." And what if he was like, "Yeah, okay," and then just like, like it was her that initiated the divorce.
But these
to be like, I'm so unhappy, I'm miserable, and he'd be like, "Okay, well, here's alimony."
And as somebody who was recently banging someone of this age, I will tell you that the banging is great. It's the everything else that he's paying for. It's it's what a 25, 26-year-old's brain in today's society is. That's what the tax is for.
Yeah, but you ever notice that? You ever thought about the fact that he's been molding 24-year-old minds for the last 40, 50 years?
Ew, dude, don't say it like that.
But if he can mold men into being champions and so he can mold a woman into being a fucking fuck machine servant bitch.
He's got her out there running routes.
No, but not even. He used to do psychological shit with them and just like, "Hey, do your fucking job." You're like, he's just in the house. He's got signs all over the place. Just says, "Do your job."
Yeah, accountability.
She's like, she's got a whole bunch of shit to do all day long while he's doing shit. And you're like, what did they possibly talk about? All I can think about is Eric. Eric Roberts.
She goes, "Bill, why do you only fuck me from the front? Because the name on the front of the jersey is a lot more important than the name on the back."
Like it makes me think of like Eric Roberts in Dark Knight.
Okay,
where she goes, "Let's go someplace where we can talk. What makes you think I want to hear you talk?" It's like that's like how he has to be dealing with her.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh my god, you want to hear what happened to me today?" What?
Yeah,
like he's just tuning that bitch out.
The only way Bill could have fully became like full Darth Vader is if he had started banging Gisele Bündchen. Like that would have been the ultimate heel turn. You know what I mean? Or
that wasn't in the cards.
If he started fucking Edelman, that would have been probably his biggest.
Tom would have got really jealous.
You would have got real mad. That's my guy. That's my slot.
Damn, dude.
Stay away from my slots. Welker, Edelman. You got Tim Brown out there playing both ways.
Slot receiver. Oh. I just got that.
Yeah, I see what you see.
But you had tweeted something about marrying for money.
Yeah, it was sort of like I said
thing about gold digging.
Well, I said I'm a fat guy that refuses to date fat women, and women are like, "Yeah, but I don't get it. You're fat." It's like, yeah, kind of how you make $10 an hour, but you want to date rich guys. Yeah, that same thing. And what's amazing to me is like you poke that bear a little bit. Like I posted on Twitter, and then I'll sometimes when I have something that I think is funny, I'll repost it on Instagram. The amount of women that jumped in my DMs with shitty comments because they know it's them was astounding. And what's funny is they all think it's just targeted at them. Like, you're only talking about me right now. And I put this out there, and maybe we'll poll the audience here if anyone's watching and wants to throw it in the comments. Wouldn't it be fun if I sent that exchange to their husbands and was like, just want to point out to you, somebody's a little bit sensitive about the discussion of gold digging in general. And you might want to get a post-nuptial agreement if you don't have a prenuptial agreement.
Well, I'm not a gold digger. I just want a nice house with a husband who has a big dick and a great job, who takes care of me, who doesn't cheat, who cooks, who cleans, and buys me all the things I want, takes me on vacation 3 times a year, and has like the best Christmases and the best all the presents, and we have Disney annual passes, and I always get coffee no matter what. I don't even check the prices of things. I just buy it. But yeah, that's it. Not really much to ask for.
That's the thing that it's so funny that like young women think they're smart with or cute with. And this is the problem. Like, this is where I agree with Emily Wilson, Emily Saves America. When she says like trad movement is a mirage, and she's not wrong in the sense that like the young women will be like, I'm trad, I just want to hand all the finances over to my husband, so like my money will go into the account with his money, and then he'll just handle everything. And you go, but there's not going to be any your money, is there? Like, this is a red herring. Like, you're going to go, yeah, you just manage all of our money, and by manage they mean make. You just make all of our money, and then I'll just spend, and then you just manage and make it. Like,
well, the problem is, and my counter to her is,
these are do nothing bitches that are pretending that they're becoming traditional, and they're not, because if they don't want to have children and they don't want to be wifely or motherly in any way, then you're not trad, you're just a cunt.
Yeah, but that's not her point. Her point is that no girl wants to do that. And that traditional shit is bullshit. She's like, what are you gonna sit in your house and cook for your fucking? Nobody wants to do that.
Well,
cook for your husband. What is this? The 20s? Like, that's how she thinks.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I don't know that she's wrong, because, like, I'll put it this way: whether she's wrong or not, Carl, there are way more that are what I'm talking about than there are what you're talking about.
That's because they're not conservative, and 60% of women are liberals.
It's got to be more than 60, but that's my point. Is that, like, I would say 90% of the women who claim to be trad are literally just trying to retire early, because they're like, oh, this means I don't have to work. I can stay home and do nothing.
Right, but that's what traditionally was done.
Yes, but the difference is traditionally also they maintained a home, they cooked meals, they took care of children, and these trads aren't doing any of that. They're just not working.
Yeah.
So it's guys
so like that's when like these politically they're
for the ride.
Yeah, but that's why they use conservative influencers, is they're influencing these people to not do that anymore, right? You could argue, like, to counter that, what she is claiming to be as a conservative influencer should be influencing people to be conservative. The reason that she's seen as a grifter and why it's bullshit and why her message is nonsense, and she speaks for those fake ass conservative chicks, and why she sees them on a regular basis of going like, you don't really want to do that, you just want to be, is because the people she is preaching to who are around, they're just liberals. They're all women that are tired of the LGBT shit, so they're just like center left liberals. Everything they want, matcha and all this other stuff, is not traditional, is not anything. They have no skills, but they didn't grow up in these places. So you're talking about city chicks in New York and LA or San Francisco that are making content like this. But there are hundreds of thousands, millions of girls who are in small towns in middle America who are literally like, no, I am traditional. I cannot wait till everybody goes back to that. And that's the problem with Emily, is she is saying that those people don't exist. And I'm like, no, bitch, you should be highlighting those people across the middle of America.
I've watched different hold on. First of all, I don't like this idea that anybody should or shouldn't do any. Like, I don't give a fuck what they do. It's her choice what kind of content she makes. She doesn't have an obligation by being a member of the right to push certain.
No, that's
values.
what she chose to do, to be an influencer. That's what they're supposed to influence. So they show content that sways people to that. She gets paid by, hey, are you tired of this? Then try. She advertises stuff all the time.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, the videos I've seen of hers is she's trying to express a point to women that, like, you can't put all your eggs in that basket in today's society because people cheat and relationships end, and the odds of that lasting from the time you're 20 something until you're an old lady is fucking dumb and probably not going to happen. So, you know, this is the reality, and I don't disagree with her, is like, you know, women in the fucking 50s who were trad didn't have a piece of glass in their hand where they could see how every other bitch in the world living at that exact moment.
Yeah, but they also believed in those things, right? They believed in making a home. They believed in church. They believed in all those things.
Yeah, dude, but that's because they didn't know any different. They didn't have any exposure to any different. They only knew what they grew up with. They only knew what was in their communities. It's different now. It's Pandora's box. You can't close it. Like, now that women have the ability to see what every other bitch on the planet has, every woman looks at that as something that she then should have.
Yeah, and that's why. But that's why it's up to parents.
So but trad is. But that's my point. Is that makes trad impossible in the truest sense, because it does. It absolutely does. It absolutely does.
Because if that's what it falls back on parents. It falls back on parents starting the kids and putting in traditional stuff, not letting them have cell phones, not letting them and literally do that.
But we're 20 years away from that from those becoming adults now. Like, if parents today just now start going no phones, no whatever, because we now know the dangers of phones and social media and everything else, it's going to take a generation for that to be possible. And the same thing I say about why I would never put kids in public school at all is because
but that's one generation right now. So, like, if the parents that she would be lecturing at, the people who said that you can't be trad, all that, just had babies, these group of people, let's say the Taylor Swift, Kelsey crowd, right?
That generation of babies, the Kelsey.
Yeah, they all started having babies. That's who Emily Wilson is making videos for.
Sure,
if they all decided to be like, yeah, we just believe in babies and traditional this and all that. Again, within 15 years, the entire country has changed.
I don't disagree with you, but that doesn't like, that can't affect now. That can't affect people that are already baked and out of the oven now, because they've already come up in this world of understanding that there are other options out there. You know, like, our grandparents, if they were going to cheat, the only person they could fathom cheating with is some other motherfucker on the block in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Again, all of it is on parents.
Yeah.
If your kid sees those things, then they'll see it. By the time they're 12, they're already going to be like that. And so they don't have to be sheltered. They could just
have to raise them like the village. No, they have to.
They don't have to be sheltered or isolated. They could just be told that, like, hey, we don't do those things because X, Y, Z, and that's it. And you talk to them like adults.
Doesn't work. It's not going to work. I don't agree that it can work.
It used to work for generations until women's liberation in the 70s.
Hold on. It worked for generations until people had visibility to other perspectives. Like, that's what's corrupted everything.
Yeah, but all these sites, apps, everything has gone so far with censorship and all that shit. How do you know within the next 2 years, all the parents should go, none of our kids are on social media. Nobody in this high school has social media. Nobody.
Did you ever, hold on. So let me stop steamrolling. Did you ever see the movie Equilibrium?
Denzel?
No. Equilibrium. Christian Bale.
I don't know, maybe.
Okay. Well, in the movie Equilibrium, he plays what's called a Grammarton cleric. Okay. And his job, they live in a future society where they've decided that human emotion is the cause of all war, pain, suffering, everything else. So pretty much everyone is on SSRIs to prevent them from feeling anything. And his job as a police officer is to eliminate
I remember this movie.
that could make you feel like art or film or literature or anything else. So they literally go around like Nazi Gestapo, burning books and paintings and everything else, and everybody's on drugs so they don't feel anything. That is sort of like what would have to happen for us to get back to that place, because you can't control what exposure inspires in other people. So like my point is this, is like, it's no different than saying like, well, you can teach kids that homosexuality is wrong, but the sheer fact that they're exposed to its existence at all plants a seed of possibility, right? And so there is no way, with the exception of creating like a village-like cult, to eliminate the possibility of variance to the programming. Like, so just by having other options on the menu, there are going to always be outliers. You can't remove something entirely from society if it exists.
Outliers, yes. But when society swings the other way, they don't have a choice.
The best example you could use right now would be Japan, where you could go, even with all this technology and everything, they've somehow maintained their culture and this concept of shame that drives a lot of social behavior. That's probably as close as you can get. But
how does it preserve? Don't skip over it.
Wait, what did you say? How does it work?
How is it preserved? Don't skip over it.
It's through shame.
No.
Through
tradition.
What? Yeah, maybe.
So that's what traditions do.
Right. Yeah, but that's
why college football, no matter NIL and all that stuff, because of the traditions and how it goes, it's been maintained.
Yeah, but once tradition is eliminated and removed, can it ever come back?
No. You have to resort back to the traditions.
Right. And then that would take a generation of reprogramming.
A generation America is 4 generations old.
Right.
Essentially. So
it's probably 6. I think it's 6.
But even still, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's been 5 years since COVID.
I don't disagree, but again, like,
so the outright rejection. So like, talk to like, if like I'm talking to my cousins who are, between 18 and 23, right? And my younger cousin, I talked to my cousin Nick, who's 21, and I'll be like, they have such an outright rejection of all the shit that there's been thrown at them since they were kids,
right? But
they are clamoring for traditions.
But we're talking about different shit. This is the, like, nobody coveted the kind of wealth that they covet today, and it's only because they're aware of it. So I don't know that there's any amount of like neighborhood programming that's going to make people not react to their understanding that something exists. Something better exists. Something more exists. Whether you're told that that's wrong or not, that's always going to affect culture.
Not really, dog, because blacks, gangbangers in LA who live 4 miles to from the ocean have never been to the beach. Well, there's something better, and
they'll die.
They record their crimes on the phone, the glass. They can see the world. They can see there is a better life 3 blocks away.
Hold on, no, they don't view that as a better life. Black people. There are no black commercials of blacks at the beach skipping and holding hands. That's not better for them.
Specifically, a beach house is a lifestyle. When they go in different areas and shit, and they go, "Oh man, that shit is."
We're going to the beach house this weekend. That might as well just be a fucking murder laboratory for them.
Well, the Hoover gang. That wear orange, that's where they go. They go to Malibu and they rob people on the beach.
Black,
because that's where the better life is.
Blacks,
and they can see it.
Well, they know that's where other people's idea of a better life is, and they can steal from them.
But what's the difference of seeing somebody else with a better life? That's what you just said. So seeing somebody with a better life, they're not trying to have it.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Hold on.
So like, not necessarily everybody that sees somebody else is trying to have it.
Stop filibustering. Are we having a conversation, or is this the Carl fucking monologue hour? Dude, I'm saying there's a difference between aspiration and covet. For somebody to covet more doesn't mean it inspires them to be better. It's just the acknowledgement and the awareness of the presence of stuff that they don't have. Right? And that can drive behavior in all sorts of directions. You're saying that it can only inspire, which it obviously...
No, I did not. No, I didn't.
That
doesn't inspire people because they want things. You think a girl is inspired because she wants something? No.
I don't think
that. So having things and wanting things is not inspiration, but they want them.
Agreed. But you're saying that black people should see the more stuff that people at the beach have, and then they should want that. Not specifically.
No, I was giving an example of how there's different lives that are right next to you, and they don't even want them.
Right.
So that's not true.
But my point is the fact that they exist influences them one way or another. So in the case,
in the cases of black gangbangers in LA, it doesn't influence them in whatsoever. It doesn't change.
Yes, it does. They go rob those people.
That's one gang. What about the other ones that don't even bother? That wouldn't even bother.
But they're still affected by it. They still have this idea that I could have more. It just plants the seed
of
you
human nature more. Says I could have more.
I know, but
the traditions that keep people in place.
But if you see it, it's influencing your mind no matter what. Like
I don't agree that people are incapable of changing patterns or breaking habits, or once they see something they can't unsee it, or things can't. I don't believe in that.
I didn't say that they can't unsee it. I say that you can't help but be influenced by it.
Right. Hence why. So if the trad thing with influencers and they are inspired by, or influenced by it, it's not going to be impossible if you had one whole town. Let's say enough people were traditional, and you go, well, this is impossible. It's not going to work. But 100 people out of the 1,000 who claim they're trad literally don't let their kids have cell phones, don't let them do certain things. That's 100 families that has changed.
What I'm saying is, culturally, you have to redefine what more is, right? And so more has to stop being things, and it has to be relationships and experiences and having children. That cannot happen overnight. It's going to take a generation or two.
Nobody said it'll happen overnight, but
reprogram people to think that way.
Yeah, so that's what the trad shit is. That's why I completely disagree with her, because it is a reprogramming to go back to how we were and supposed to be.
Right, and her argument that I agree with is that women will never go back.
Yeah, I disagree.
Women will never go back to that.
I think liberal city narcissistic women won't. I think women like her won't, because they're materialistic assholes. And I think there's enough. I know there's enough women that are the opposite.
I don't agree. I don't think there's enough. I don't think there's a lot. I don't think there's a lot.
I do.
Because look at what women consume. Women don't consume family content. Otherwise, that's what you would see everywhere. Women don't consume family. What are the biggest reality shows on TV? They're not families. The number one consumer of reality television is women. Correct? What are the number one reality shows? Are they family shows? Are they Little People, Big World, two midgets raising their family out the farm, own their own business? Fuck no.
Yeah, but you watch reality TV, and I hate it.
I know, so that I'm not retarded and understand my enemy.
Nah. I think that women,
it's the most successful shows are materialistic, because that is what women are driven by. It is
that's what they're sold.
No, it's not. It's not. I don't.
Yes, it is, because in the 50s they were not sold that.
It didn't exist, but it didn't exist. They didn't know they could have it. They didn't know they could have it. No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They watched I Love Lucy. They were sold TV. They were sold shit on TV about, you can have this. You could take speed. You could smoke cigarettes while you do this. Here's this new fucking. You don't even have to work out. It'll stretch your abs like this.
It's not
that band.
It's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same as it is today.
because they took things out of schools. They stopped doing certain things that are tradition.
Yes,
and if you hate on tradition and say traditions aren't,
you can't abscond women's accountability in this, which is what you're trying to do. You're going, if they were only presented the better choices, they would make them. I disagree. Because if they were, they are
presented with better choices. Half of the problem is men.
The garbage women consume is because it's the garbage that they crave. It's the bullshit in their fucking horrible souls.
Well, half the time when my girl says some shit and wants to watch something, I go, you don't even like that. She's like, I know, I just want to put it on. They need to be presented with something else because their minds didn't even think of the other perspective.
Yeah, but regardless of how they came to be aware of materialism and things and stuff, it's now what they go after the most.
Yeah, but so does Andrew Tate's faggot ass.
Of course.
So like my problem is men. The problem is men. Simp ass men who have like, I'm just gonna get the bag. Fuck that. I'll just pay a bitch. Fuck that. Nothing about them is traditional. That's the reason abortion. Why is abortion out of control? Because dudes
don't go sideways.
Because dudes were sold that.
That is a problem.
It's the problem.
It's not the problem.
Yes, it did. If dudes stopped giving bitches shit, if they stopped giving them material shit, women would go, fuck, man, I'm not getting any of this free shit I used to get. If dudes stopped simping, they don't have leverage. And then they have to act right. They got to start acting how they used to act.
This goes back to what I said about the only way to fix society is for every guy to go gay.
No, you just have to not be a faggot.
Yeah, but the problem is there are too many that are going to
exactly. It's the dudes. So like, as soon as abortion was presented to men, because I fell victim of this, as soon as it was presented to men as like, dude, you could come in her and nothing will happen. Okay, why would I then start taking responsibility for anything? I'll just nut in her. I don't care. She's going to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
There is not even a thing in dudes anymore that go like, oh shit, I got to take responsibility. I probably shouldn't do this. Dudes are not even looking at who they fuck anymore.
Right, but that's because it's because an alternative was presented to them, and they, we're getting into the core of sin. We're getting into the fact that, and I don't. So this is where you and I fundamentally disagree. I don't believe the path to removing sin is removing the option.
No, that's because you're confusing temptation and sin.
Well, same thing. I mean, sin
isn't.
What? Okay, explain the difference. Explain
Jesus. Okay, Jesus was in the desert for 40 days, and the devil tempted him every time. Right? Women, gold, all this. Him saying no and not acting on the temptation is the difference. If he acts on the temptation, it is sin.
Right. Acting upon the temptation is sin. Right. I think you just
being presented with it is temptation.
Correct. And I don't think removing
temptation
is going to fix whether or not people sin. I think.
But removing it is not the same thing as.
First of all, I don't think it's possible to remove it. This is the Pandora's box thing. You can't remove temptation because now they know it's there.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I'm so glad you brought this up because that is the difference between an adult and someone who isn't. Is discipline and accountability and all those things. So if you're so for women, so
right now, nothing in our society forces that to be reinforced right now.
Forces what? What is that?
Taking responsibility.
Yeah, I know that's what the traditions and all that stuff is.
No one has to be a good person. Yeah, but this is my point, man. You can't. You can sit here and say we have to get back to tradition. Who is we? Like you're still talking about small communities inside of a larger collective.
No, we're talking about America. I don't care about other countries.
Great. That's still a ton of different communities inside of the collective nation that is America.
And why did it get that way? Keep breaking it down. Each time you break it down of how it got that way, you can go back to where they eliminated a certain tradition or a certain thing that could get re-implemented.
Carl, we don't disagree on the origin of the problem. I don't think it can be fixed the way that you think it can be fixed.
Yeah, but because you are saying like women are just materialistic dumbasses that'll never. No,
yes,
not
there's no changing them
if
back.
there's no money around and they're just in a village, what do?
Become prostitutes. They start selling their body for survival.
But what? So no materialism, right? You said for survival. So they don't die.
Well, it's sort of no. I don't think they would die. They would become whores, and then that's how they would survive.
But that's what I mean. For their survival, they would do that.
Yes, and
or would they resort to contribution?
No, I don't believe they would resort to contribution.
I disagree.
I believe
think they would resort to childcare and nursing and sewing and
no,
they would do that.
Not anymore.
Cooking.
No, I think they would die. I think they would die now
in a village.
Yeah. I don't think they would contribute.
Okay.
I think
I don't think people are irredeemable.
I think they would fling pussy around the village until they got to the chief, and if they couldn't get to the chief, they'd probably fucking kill themselves. Yeah, I don't think. I don't see where. Show me this. Show me a ton of women that are contributing. Show me any women that are contributing something to society that isn't self-indulgent.
If I say a family and making a home, what is that? That's contributing to society because they're fixing it.
Yeah, maybe. But again,
if you're saying going back to that and stop being materialistic and not doing all this, and they are being a homemaker and raising kids and doing that traditionally, how is that not fixing society?
Because in the examples I could cite of that, those women are still highly materialistic. They want the bigger house, they want the bigger SUV, they want the boat, they want the summer home. They just want it for their kids and family.
I don't. Your problem is an American thing. It's not a woman thing.
Well,
it's an American beef. Bigger is better. Get the house. Keep up with the Joneses. That's not women. That's men. That's Americans.
No, I don't. I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but I don't think
it's what black dudes do when my baby got to have the best fit on the first day of school. They're 3 years old. Teach them to read.
But that's entirely driven by pussy economy. Like black men, like we talk about.
No, but saying my daughter got to have the best shoes, she got to have earrings, all this. She's 3 years old. She can't read.
Yeah, what's the point of that? That's my point. Is it's
exactly that materialism has nothing to do with anything except for the fact that it's a status and we want to stunt on somebody else.
Right, but why,
my baby? I got more money than your baby.
But why do black men want to look wealthy? It's so they can fuck white women. It's for no other reason.
Yeah, but why does any man want to look wealthy? To fuck women?
No, some men want wealth because they want power in general.
No, look wealthy.
Shit about
because wealthy men dress looking homeless. So why would any men of any race dress wealthy?
It's all peacocking, and then that's
for status,
and that's their part of the contribution to this problem. But it's this idea that it can be undone is where we disagree. I don't think it can ever be undone. Unless there's like a solar flare and we can eliminate the technology that's gotten us here in the first place.
Nah, there's so many kids right now that are rejecting everything that's thrown at them. They're deleting apps. I mean, this is the first group of kids that are born with cell phones, and they're like, they go to school and now they're fucking turn them in to the what's the thing that Chappelle has? What are those things? The voter case bags,
yonder
bags. They got those in schools now that they turn them in. That's what they grew up with. If there's a time and a place for kids one generation removed to undo the things, it would be these ones,
right? And there's a vast difference between the men and the women of this generation, because the men could go, I want a more traditional lifestyle. I want to live with my parents longer. I want to take care of my parents as they get elderly. I want to have extended family in the home and everything else. And the women of that same generation can go, I agree. I reject all those things too and everything else, but I still need you to make X amount of money every year. I still need you to.
That is coming to an end.
I don't think so.
It's coming to an end, and it's going to meet head on
because
with an economic sort of crash thing, to where whether it's a housing market, whether it's like, but when it meets that, and these women realize all their jobs are, because the automation will hurt women's jobs way more than anyone else's.
Hold on though. I want to share Jay Frank's comment. I agree with Josh. How many unfunny female comics immediately go to OnlyFans? So here's the problem. That would work. An economic crash would work if there isn't this parachute in society for women where they can sell their bodies and get a fuckload of money.
What's my argument against that?
Stop consuming it.
It doesn't exist without simps.
And that's never going to stop. That's not going to stop happening.
Well, it will happen if we stop preaching to women and preach to men. Because women fall in line when the men fall in line, because they need the men to protect them. Like you said, in a village, they would do whatever for that survival. Eventually, women change their politics, they change their jobs, they change cities. They don't have conviction.
But the problem is there's too much decentralization with technology. So you're talking about something that can never be implemented as long as people can look out the window or on their phone and see something else that's easier for them or makes them more money.
Yeah, but that's a tale as old as time is the grass is always greener.
Yes, I mean that saying is tale as old as time, but in the 1950s you didn't have a fucking thing in your phone to look at the grass of everyone else's house in the world. It's a different time. There is no going back. The only way, and you'll have to agree with me on this, I would hope, the only way that women will have an about face in this is if there's some sort of undeniable proof of God that strikes fear into their hearts, that they will be judged on their choices. And
I honestly think,
until that happens, they're fucked.
That might be the case, but think about this, right? Think about, I think we talked about this before, of what is going to happen with the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift white baby boom, where all these girls just, I want to get married, I want to have a kid, I don't care how much, I don't care about money.
He's not poor.
That happen? What about these kids?
He's not poor though, is he?
He's not poor. It's just this. It's just the facts that. Remember, I think we talked about. Was this earlier today when I said that marriage used to be a thing that people used as a building block for life, and now it's a capstone.
We were talking about my favorite science fiction show, The King of Queens.
But now it's seen as just a cap to life. Like the end of life is marriage at this career.
It's icing on the cake instead of the cake. It used to be the foundation on which you built your life.
And I think we're going back to that.
Yeah,
what marriage means, what all that, and that's what the traditional sort of revolution is.
Yeah,
but people are clamoring for trad shit.
Here's the difference. And I'll use King of Queens as an example. There's never a conversation in there where it's not Carrie and Doug together. Like it's always we. It's always that we have to do this. We have to do that. And as a guy who's been in a long-term relationship recently, 12 years, we doesn't exist in the minds of women anymore because it doesn't have to be we. It can be me over here or me over there. And whatever's easier for me is where I'm going to be. Carrie doesn't exist anymore. A woman who
I posted
dynamic and goes, it's us, doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I posted the other day, hot take, divorce should be stigmatized.
Yes, absolutely. But here's the point is the women don't see marriage as a partnership that they are invested in, especially these modern trad women. They see it as a retirement plan.
I corrected you on that. What is it really?
What? I don't know.
Scholarship.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Because retirees know how to sit down and chill and not spend money.
Right. So, but
they want a scholarship.
That's my point. Is that's why I say that King of Queens is the best sci-fi show of all time and you even broke it down. Like we talked about this morning. It's a sci-fi show because it's a fat UPS worker with a fucking Long Island 10 who has a good job and contributes and genuinely loves him, and they own a home that they definitely couldn't afford on both their salaries. And you're like, actually, 1999, if she's making 30 an hour and he's making a union 30 an hour, like they probably could afford that home.
Yeah, but what's the part of that too is like the trade-off in his trad relationship is
living
the baggage of her father, and she can't cook. Right.
Oh, yeah,
so he had to deal with the fact that she's hot as shit.
But she has
those other that was a realistic show in that you're going to make concessions if you can pull a chick that's hot, but you're going to have to deal with some shit.
Yeah, but she also worked and contributed financially because she couldn't contribute in all the domestic ways, right?
Right. So that's the only reason that she worked. Imagine if she could, like Ray Romano's wife, who was raising twins and all that. She didn't work.
Right.
Same creator. They even did crossover episodes.
Yeah, I know.
Ray was a sports writer, afforded that whole house. Twins, paid for his parents' house up the street, and paid, helped their, mortgage or whatever it was on the same street.
My point is there is nothing societally that will ever.
If money was different, if economy was different, dude,
maybe
it could be though.
Maybe,
but if dudes was making money and our money was worth that, couldn't chicks just chill and not work?
Yeah, but my point is that is what they want. That's what they're looking for, a meal ticket. They're not looking for a foundational partnership.
But dude, wasn't society better when they couldn't work and that's what they did?
Yes, but
so like it's one of the two. It's either we have to pay their way through life.
You're missing the point, though. Is like that was their remember it might not be your generation because you're a little younger than me, but my generation, the big conundrum for mothers was, do I work or do I stay home because of the cost of daycare? Right? It was like, well, if cost of daycare offsets what I earn, then there's no point in me working. I'll just stay home with the kids. But they wanted to work. They wanted to contribute to that better life. Now, I don't think it's that. And this is the other thing you talk about all the time is like, how many people with money have fucking nannies and other shit like this? So these women are not even being saddled with the responsibility of.
There's an older lady who lives up the block where I take my dog, and she has a garden that she definitely, I've seen her outside like gardening and stuff, but I can tell that she just doesn't want to do it. So she had this Mexican gardener over there the other day, and she was explaining, I need somebody who cares, who really could take the time to do it. I go, you don't work, lady, just do it. It's like nobody else wants this garden in their house but you. Just like, and they're like, the gardener's service wouldn't exist if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have created a thing where like, we need all these illegal immigrants. Why? So I can have this service. I go, just do it yourself. Right? Well, it's just like
there's this thing about, yes, you're right. We've made life too comfortable and people are too dependent on those comforts.
But if we started eliminating little by little those things, I mean,
here's the thing here. This is just a super personal experience, but like, when I was a kid, my parents or my step parents or whoever, like when life got hard, they worked together and they got through it. And in all of my experience with all of the women I've dated in my life since I was 25, when life gets hard, they run away to something easier. And we're not talking about 2 or 3. We're talking about half a dozen to a dozen chicks. And so I'm looking at the span of my life over the last, 15, 16, 17 years, not to Patrick Bet David it, but no matter the upbringing, no matter the foundation, no matter the parental situation, women have no resolve anymore to endure anything uncomfortable.
Yeah. And I could even say that men are especially like that now too.
I agree.
I know. It's somebody just the other day in my life used to talk to him all the time.
I agree, but men kill themselves and women find a new guy to fuck. That's the difference.
Yeah, but that's just the fact that, again, it goes back to the whole weak men, men thing. It's just like when times are tough, we would face adversity. These motherfuckers literally turn their tail and run, or go in isolation, or are very passive aggressive and will write a blog post about it. I'm like, you're a guy.
Right. But men have to kill themselves because when life gets hard, no one will take care of them, and women can turn to prostitution and be taken care of.
Or their fathers or families, and stuff, because they're women, and we're supposed to take care of them, right?
That's why women don't kill themselves to the degree that men do, is because things like OnlyFans exist and porn exists, and so they can fuck and survive, and men can't, and they have to kill themselves if they get too downtrodden or whatever.
Depends the stage in life, though, right? They can age out of OnlyFans and porn.
Well, that's an issue. Hold on, though. So,
because if they age out, then
but here's it. But
you got to get your CDL license.
So hold on. But you bring up an interesting thing that I think helps your argument is if the birth rate continues to decline, then more and more women will age out, and then what happens? You know. So the other argument I would make is if what happens if like MGTOW and red pill movement and all this shit in Asia where they're just like, oh no, we just make a lady in the laboratory and we fuck a robot lady.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit is going to start. So like men, whether it's, I mean, this is a fucking crazy shit to say, but whether it's homosexuality, whether it's robots, whether it's abstinence, men have to pull out of the woman ecosphere for this to change. We have to stop participating, and they have to starve to death.
Yeah,
before
sim culture
they will change. They will have to change,
and it really is like, yeah, but you gotta do this. And like, yeah, I don't care. See ya, and just keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, that's how it got pulled into this. But women's traditional roles.
I cut you off. I'm sorry.
That'll be they're literally like attacked on a regular basis of attacking us and going traditional gender roles, and you'd be like, stop with the roles. The roles were simple. We take care of you. We provide. You give us the only thing that we can't do, life, and we'll take care of the kids that come out of you. Just kind of contribute. Don't be a bitch. That was the deal. It was a social contract for generations. Then the whole feminist movement of like, in addition to working, there was also the sexual liberation. And both of them together ended up being, hey, we've been selling our bodies forever. We might as well do it for the highest bidder. And then it started going like, well, what about in the workplace? I want to be a CEO too. Just the other day, this chick says on the Coach JB football show, and she's a trainer, is claiming that she like trains football player. Huh?
Is that the guy from Last Chance U?
Yeah, Coach JB.
Oh, yeah.
He's yelling at this chick, and he goes, "Bitch, you don't know what a 3 technique is." She goes, "That doesn't matter." He goes, "You want to coach football? The fuck it don't." And she has the audacity to say, "There is a need for women in football." And I was like, there never was. That's once again you trying to inject yourself into men's spaces and then feeling bad when you're rejected. And so the problem that women are facing every day, and that's why Emily makes these videos, that's why there's on this side of the trad shit and this red pill this. The reason for that is because of this. It's because of the injection into men's spaces, into the workforce, into all the stuff. They're all pretending and cosplaying as men so that when they get home and they want to resort back to just take care of me as a woman, they don't know how to act.
Well, but this is the argument I would make for somebody like Emily. The reason I think somebody like that is more likely to be a better partner than somebody who is quote unquote traditional. Is it that somebody like Emily? Let me explain. Somebody like that, at least Emily is driven by fear that she won't be provided for at some point, and that there are limitations to what she's willing to do to be okay, right? Like, and I don't know her well enough to know what those limitations would be, but her messaging to trad women is like, you're putting all your eggs in the basket that you're going to be taken care of in a man, and a man can leave you. And just the fear of that alone, I think, would make her more likely on a psychological level to be a better partner than a trad girl who's like, no, I'll put all my eggs in the husband basket, because the minute that basket gets shaky, they'll put their eggs in another man basket. And
only thing I'll counter to that is
I think that's hyper.
Do they cheat?
Yes. Yeah. I think
because the chick like Emily, right? If her biggest fear.
No, but I think that ends up making her less. If a woman like her is more independent, God, I would love her to buzz in on this with us. If a woman like her is more independent, I actually think she's probably less likely to be hypergamous in nature. Now, I don't have anything to prove that. It's just what my read on a person is. And it's based on my own experience in the sense that, like, the women that I dated that were less likely to cheat were more independent. And the women who were dependent were always looking to leapfrog to the next best thing. Always.
Right. But that's not traditional.
No, I know. But I'm saying that I think she's correctly calling out what I'm talking about, which is hypergamy masking as trad, which is not trad. And that's really what her beef was from the very beginning, was like all these young bitches who are like, I want to make sourdough for my husband. No, you don't. You are do nothing bitches who are looking for a hypergamous early retirement.
Yeah, but what about the girls that like really do just want to make bread and have a cute family and
show me where they take me.
I show you plenty of them, cuz I show you plenty of them, cuz they just want to be taken care of. That's it. And if it looks at but that's what a provider is. You provide for them.
And then how much providing is enough?
It's never enough. It's your obligation. It's your job as a father, as a husband, and all that. When you make those,
decides when it's good enough? You or her?
What?
Who decides when it's enough being provided for? The man or the woman?
I don't understand the question.
The question's very simple. Who decides that the family has enough at some point? The man or the woman?
The provider.
The man is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. The provider.
I don't agree. I don't think women agree with that. I think they decide when it's enough. And I think that's why there's so much divorce in this country, is because they don't think it's enough.
And then we're back to the same point. Divorce should be stigmatized and a man should be taken out. We're back to my point again.
But
tradition saves that.
Happens, no, it's
tradition saves that, because what is a tradition? Divorce being frowned upon. Shame and divorce. That's a tradition that got done away with after the sexual liberation and women's lib.
Right, but what I'm saying is right. I don't disagree with you when you're talking about what these hypothetical solutions are. They take generations to implement now, because we've had 2 generations of the alternative, which is absolute hypergamy.
Yeah, but again, COVID was 5 years ago, so that it goes by like that.
I'm not saying it doesn't go by fast. I'm just telling you it's 20 years. It's 20 or 30 years before we could, if we started today, it would take 20 or 30 years for it to become a cultural norm.
Yeah, but we're not doing it. We're doing the opposite, and it's been 8 years since Trump's first term, so it can be that fast and implemented.
Yeah,
because like I said, in 2020, the salary needed to own a home was $59,000. 5 years later, the salary is $109,000.
But here's
something like that in the economy could happen that fast.
All right, but here's what I'll say: can we agree? And we'll get off this because we've been on this for a while. Can we agree that America has become more traditional culturally since Trump first got elected? Like, we've become more conservative. We've gone back more than we were before Trump. Are we more conservative now than we were in 2016, culturally speaking?
No. You
don't think so?
No.
Why not?
Because we have tranny senators.
Okay.
As a response to Trump. We have the governor of California doing anything Trump says. We're doing the opposite of it.
Okay.
So there's not everything that they've done on television. I haven't yet to see like, oh wow, we're so back.
If you look at polling,
yeah, but who fills those out?
Well, yeah, but it's who's always filled those out. So it's apples to apples. So if you look at polling, younger people are trending more conservative than they ever have before. Black people are trending more conservative. Hispanic people trending more conservative. So we are more quote unquote conservative than we were before. Part of the reason why you say no, and I understand that sentiment.
Well, because you said culturally, and I think that's the part.
Okay, sure.
Like even if those groups are leaning more conservative, I think America as a culture, the way the NBA is, the way they're pushing WNBA. I don't think so.
And so what drives that? Commerce, technology, and so those things, that's what I'm saying, are going the other direction. So like America could become more Christian, and then when we invent OnlyFans, it creates this alternative lifestyle that didn't exist before. So you have this divergence of, okay, there are going to be some more people that are getting more traditional and Christian, but the fall on the other side is going to be equidistant, and it's going to be as massive of this exodus of women who now are making sex content for the purposes of making money. And so my pushback to your theory is that will continue to happen at greater divide. So you're going, as we become
on both ends.
Yes. So without the elimination of technology altogether, as you culturally try to push us more traditionally, technology will create more opportunity to reject that. And that is where the civil war within man in America lies, is that temptation will be easier to submit to because of technology. And it's like, how many girls do OnlyFans that if you said, would you be a whore 20 years ago, be like, I wouldn't be a prostitute, or I wouldn't be a porn star. But the fact now that they can do it from the comfort of their own home with a fucking cell phone camera, well, now it's easier and there's no risk and it's a lot of money. So my morals don't mean shit.
Yeah, well, I would just say that they don't have morals, right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
If the morals, the morals was the thing.
Morality is the point.
Yeah, but I'm saying if morals was the thing that was emphasized, right? If we are saying going back to tradition, I don't think we've gone back more conservative. I think because there's more conservatism and leaning that way, that we pulled more to the center. I think we've gone way back to the center because the extreme on one side is fucking troons shooting up Catholic schools.
Yeah.
And the extreme on the other side is faggoty Andrew Tate, fucking like actual fascism, like Trump just bought 10% of IBM, right? Like, so the extreme on either side is no thank you to most normal people, right? Most normal people are like, no thanks, I reject this, I'm in the middle. Most of America's cookie cutter, squeaky clean, leave it to Beaver 1950 stuff that people talk about was centrist. It was very much morals, values, and this, however, right? Like that's the state of mind. It's like we have morals, we have this. However, we're American and we believe we're pretty liberal here. You know, I roll up my sleeves and
I think outside of New York and California, America wasn't liberal at all after World War II. I think it was very, very red by today's standards and very conservative and very traditional. Because there was bloodshed, like recent bloodshed. I think without war and the destruction of technology, none of this will change, and it will do what I'm saying it's going to do, which is get worse.
The 1970s is going. I feel like this is the pendulum.
Why did World War II? And this is another argument. Why did World War II? Why was that a shot in the arm for traditionalism in the United States? Because good men became more scarce all of a sudden. They were dying in war.
They were dead. Yeah.
They were dead. So that's my point, is like, you know, the best way to fix this would be to send all these fucking cuck men to war. And
but that's what we're trying to. Since World War II, there's been a certain group sending white Christian men to war to straighten all this out so they can thin the herds.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is like, you know, unless all these rich guys, athletes or the like, or musicians or whatever, were being sent to war and dead, and all of a sudden these hypergamous levels of achievement for women started getting wiped off the fucking face of the earth, they're always going to have this concept of like, well, I could do better. Like no woman in 1955 was like, well, I like Jimmy, but I don't want to settle. Like, how many women today are like, I would just refuse to settle? And it's like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, bitch, you are the settle. You're the settlement.
Settle on what? Settle on what? What? And this is the thing: is like any woman who's
inflated value of themselves is a different story.
Yes,
that's a different story.
But this is what I'm talking about, and these are all these things I've been talking about are contributing factors. The fact that they can sell their body and make money directly from simp men. It's just they don't believe, they literally don't believe they ever have to or should or can settle.
Yeah, I think the key to getting back to it is pretty easy, actually. It's only two things: tradition and shame. When shame is eliminated, people start doing things that they normally wouldn't. And when you implement shame in people's lives, they have a certain fear. They have a certain stigma. They have a certain all of it. And when mental health was stigmatized, less crazy people were walking around in diapers. When divorce was stigmatized, less people were divorced.
Well, you see this on the Whatever podcast a lot. Shout outs to Whatever podcast, and what's his name? Brian hosts that. When they like these OnlyFans chicks go on there, and he presents them with the reality of like, hey man, in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you can't do this anymore, and you're going to be a woman who's 30 something, 40 something, and you've got this body count of 200, and no high value man's going to want to have anything to do with you. And they're just like, that's not true. And then the 4 other guys on the panel go, yeah, it is. No, we're not going to. You're going to be. You might as well be an old witch whose pussy got blown off in Poland. And then so they're gonna. That reckoning, we're years away from that happening. But I do think you're right, is that like part of that is men going like, yeah, this would be a deal breaker for me.
Dude, as soon as men started shaming women again, dude, I'm telling you, it's like it's the Renaissance again. Women have no shame. OnlyFans should be shameful. They don't shame it. Why? Because men go, dude, what are you, gay? Fucking, she's just doing OnlyFans. I go, no, you're a bitch. Shut the fuck up, simp. Like, we don't shame men enough for being simps. Like, dude, she's not gonna fuck you. Shut up.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
no, it is an embarrassing thing to.
Yeah, dudes aren't embarrassed anymore to go like, drop the nudes, I love you, in a comment. Yeah. Like, what a faggot. Like, it's like, and the other thing is, like, I think women have become my problem with them is they cosplay as men. I think women have become the bullies from 1980s movies. I think they're number one everything is about sex with them, and sex all the time. Sex sells. And you look at what they're doing, like OnlyFans, all that, and you're like, what the fuck? What's the first thing they say? Even on our show, what's the number one insult they say to you anytime somebody disagrees? They disagreed with you this weekend.
They just call you an incel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what is an incel? Involuntarily celibate. So they are literally,
nobody will fuck you. Which
they're literally being Biff or a 1980s villain from a teen movie calling you a virgin. Right? They go, shut up, virgin. Right, but that's what a leftist insult is nowadays.
Right, but that is indicative of what the cultural value.
Because what happened? Simps were then elevated in nerd culture.
Yeah, they're just going, the most important thing in your life is pussy.
And it's not. I'm going to
well, it is for a lot of guys, unfortunately.
I know, but that's the thing. Even when I bring up pussy, you're like, damn, ain't you going, all y'all talk about is pussy? Even I'd be like, man, shut up. It's just pussy, right?
Yeah.
So like, when that flipped, when Revenge of the Nerds really implemented,
let me just say this for any woman who stumbles across this accidentally, I'll never get as excited about your pussy as I will about a slice of pizza. Never in my life will they ever.
We're ending on this.
Never will it ever be close. The pizza wins. Even shitty pizza will beat your amazing no matter what. No matter what.
How amazing does a pussy have to be?
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. I can tell you what a pizza I ate 30 years ago tastes like. I can sense it. I can feel it. I can smell it. It's in my mind.
You don't even have that good a sense of smell.
Exactly. And I couldn't give you the flavor profile of pussy I had last Tuesday. White, I guess, was the white lady. That's.
I'm saying amazing pussy. I'm saying it's a pussy that tastes like magic.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I could tell you some pizza that's tasted like magic. I can tell you that.
Maybe if you get that one slice of pussy, you'll be like, I get it now. This is what God was talking about.
Yeah, no, I don't. No.
It's only pizza.
There's never been one where I've been like, I could never eat pizza again and just have this for the rest of my never one. Ever.
This is the only pizza I'll ever need.
Never. I mean,
you're all the pizza I'll ever need.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now. If it was the greatest slice of pussy in the history of the universe, or you can never have Little Caesars again, which is, we arguably would agree, is some of the shittiest pizza in existence.
And you're still going with Little C's?
I'm going to take the shitty pizza over that.
Because it might be a random Monday that you want Little Caesars, but you can't get it.
Might be great. First of all, Mike could be great.
But we said amazing pussy. We're talking top notch.
Great.
1% of the world pussy.
But even
1%.
Even that's taking a week off every month. Okay? Little Caesars, 7 days a week, baby.
That's a good one. You can get it any day of the week, right?
I've never hit up Little Caesar. They go, sorry, it's that time of the month where we're not serving pizza.
And we're actually going to cry about it.
Yeah, actually. And also, if you come in here, we're going to punch you in the fucking face and take all your money. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just come back next week, I guess.
That's definitely where we'll end it. We'll get into fast food being too expensive, Jews, and Gavin Newsom probably next week. Anything else you want to?
I like the idea that the Big Uglies is a podcast that keeps talking about getting into the Jews, but then never does. We just
we'll talk about the Jews next week.
About the Jews next week. Tune in next week, and we'll finally
we'll talk about those Jews.
Before we get out of here, live dates: New York City 9/27, Detroit 11/1. Tickets at knobhillproductions.com. Use promo code ASB for discount tickets. Myself, Anthony Cumia, Gavin McInnes. The last dates of the year, so come out to those shows. You and I will have some dates starting here pretty soon. The Tiny Room Tour, going to get working on that. And then what else do we got? Oh yeah, everybody enjoy Labor Day weekend. Unless you're a fucking broad, then we know you're not doing any labor.
And then no show next week. Actually, it'll be late. We'll do it Saturday.
Okay, yeah, we can do a Saturday show next week. Thanks for tuning in.
I fly back on Friday. So
you're going to. Yeah,
my father's getting buried at Arlington, so that'll be fun.
That's
Never
good.
Been there.
It's quite an honor,
it's the honor, sir.
Aren't you?
That's like really cool.
Aren't you gonna feel like you're the start of like a revenge movie because you're burying someone in Arlington? I'm gonna fucking get to the bottom of this. Can you?
This is my Punisher story.
Can you promise me that anytime anyone talks to you that day, you go, "I'm gonna get to the bottom of this." It was
kill a bunch of cancer doctors.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was cancer, wasn't it? Yeah, but I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
I'm gonna kill that Agent Orange.
I won't rest until I get to the bottom of this. I thought he died of natural causes. All right, thanks everybody.